Next up, we are going to switch it over to recycling. In the past 6 months I've been at Little Buckhead, I've been doing a lot of recycling, education, and outreach, and kind of been a little shocked by the pessimism and apathy that's been out there. So thought it'd be a good idea to get like a good, refreshing perspective from Steve Klein. He's the Senior Procurement Specialist at Smurfit WestRock, and they are a major purchaser of all types of recycled materials in the Atlanta area. So look forward to hearing from him and how our waste, is actually going to good use. All right, Steve.
Thank you, Helen. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Sally, you're going to be a tough act to follow. So this is what we got. So again, thank you for inviting me. I'm Steve Klein. I'm with Smurfit WestRock. Everybody probably knows this is either Rocktown or WestRock. We just went through a major merger. So we are Smurfit WestRock as of July 9th. We have 3 local plants around Metro Atlanta. So a lot of times when you're curbside waste hauler, if you're participating in single stream materials, whether your company does single stream or whether it's just, I buy at the back dock, basically, work with big companies as far as cardboard, plastics, PET, shrink wrap, different things of that nature. But we have 3 local facilities around Atlanta. The first one's Marietta Cob Plant. That's my major flagship facility. That's right here off County Services Parkway in Marietta. Each plant is slightly different as to what they do and what they take. Here at our Marietta facility, we process about 10 to 12,000 tons a month of materials, including single stream, clean material. We do residential, single stream, commercial, all the fiber, loose and baled commodities. We do steel cans, aluminum, things of that nature. And there's also those one-offs where somebody may come up and say, hey, look, I got a truckload of polypropylene that's never been used. We look for homes for that kind of material, even though if we don't process it here, we'll bring it here, we'll bale it for you guys, and a lot of times we'll send it off to some when we find a home for it. Our Lawrenceville facility, that's off Bumpy Street up in Lawrenceville. It processes, it's a smaller one. It's not even quite half the size as far as when you look at volume. It takes about 4,000 to 4,500 tons of material each month. That accepts residential single stream, which actually gets trucked to our Marietta plant because we have a full sorting facility. But they take commercial mixed loads, and the commercial mixed load, what does that mean to you is if you got a compactor and it's a lot of dry waste and about 50 or 60% of it's cardboard, we send it, or if it's in that area, it goes to Lawrenceville. We have a paper screen to get the paper and the cardboard out of the materials, and then we ship the rest of the materials over to us so that we can sort through it, basically. And then Tucker's our baby plant. It's off Montreal Industrial Way in Tucker, Georgia. It's basically what we call our clean dump and bale facility. It only does about 3,000 tons a month, but what that basically does is we go out and we'll buy from like Amazon, we'll get clean cardboard, loose cardboard, we'll take it back to the plant, we'll dump it. They have an auger system. We buy books too, or we'll recycle books, and we'll tear it up and put it into basically hog book material and mix it into some sorted office paper. In a worst case scenario, we can mix it into OCC or paper sometimes as well. We go on to the next slide. Perfect. And this is just a very simple, when you live in Atlanta, especially Buckhead, you base everything off of either Peachtree Street or 285, right? So here's kind of where we are on the map, where those little green teardrops. When you look at 285 up in Lawrenceville, Tucker, and Marietta. Marietta's the flagship one. Lawrenceville's a little bit smaller, and then Tucker's the smallest one with the cleanest dump and bale. We go to the next one, and then the next one. We're just basically, this is a footprint. This is our flagship facility. When we talk about Marietta, we talk about really the single stream footprint. Single stream is the commingled mixed commodities. It goes through our system to get sorted off, baled, and it does get recycled. It's not going into the trash, okay, guys? But this is our facility. It's 225,000 square foot. The next slide will tell a little bit more in detail about it. So it was built in 2010. The big thing is this 225,000 square foot facility. You can see the annual production of about, in the 120s, 130,000 tons of material. We're actually 5 years injury free now. The products that we're really looking for is OCC, mixed paper, your PET, HDPE, your UBC, steel cans, things of that nature. Our very unique thing I always talk about is our single stream process, a sorting facility. We actually have a really cool video at the end so that you can see that in live action as well. We go to the next one.
Yeah, I wish you told me that's what you were doing.
So this is the equipment that's in here. So our facility here in Cobb County is basically worth $25 million. We have a green machine sort system. We have 2 Tomras, 2 static ballisters, 2 green eyes, and amp robotics arm, 2 big balers. And each one has its own kind of system design as far as its own purpose. Some is to sort it between 1-dimensional and 3D dimensional, or 2-dimensional, 3D dimensional. Our whole warehouse is designed. The front side of our warehouse is to separate paper away from the plastics and the metals. The middle section is designed to really separate the plastics. The plastics we're looking for, again, are 1s and 2s. And then the 2 types of metals we're looking for is really the aluminum and steel cans that you have from a residential side. Next slide, please. All right, so the big discussion is what is accepted and what's not accepted, right? So we work with our waste haulers who usually collect the materials. A lot of times for the single stream especially is what we're kind of focused on. We work with our waste haulers to really communicate as far as what is accepted. Cardboard, and one of the newest things is pizza boxes. Yes, pizza boxes can be recycled. We just ask you don't send the pizza along with the box, okay? We don't care if there's some crumbs. We don't care if there's a little grease. Put it in with your recycle.
I can't tell you how many times I get challenged with that question.
I can imagine. You just send them our way. We'll help you out. Paper-based food product, as long as it's like paper board or cardboard, that kind of material. Mixed paper, magazines, mail, all that stuff's included. Food boxes, cereal boxes, those kinds of things. One of the other newest ones is the food and beverage containers. That food and beverage container is your aseptic container. And about 4 years ago, we really couldn't do anything with it. We worked with the Carton Council. We got a funding to put in a robotic arm, which is really cool. It's a suction cup thing that just basically picks and tosses, and it's really neat. We basically have and it's been in effect for probably about 3 years now, but we just built in for a full load, so we're waiting to ship that off. It has taken a lot of time for that message to get across. And of course, the acceptable plastics are your PET bottles. So those are your water bottles, Coke bottles, Sprite bottles, that kind of thing. And then your HDPE jugs and bottles. So I know a lot of people always talk about plastics bad. We do want 1s and 2s. We do have a reuse for them. They are not being thrown to the trash when it comes to us. And then, of course, the acceptable metals is your aluminum cans and your steel cans is what we're looking for. We only ask that you empty them. You don't always have to rinse them out. If you rinse them out, that's awesome, but you don't have to. Just empty them. We don't want a half a Coke with your Coke bottle. So other than that, throw it all in.
I've recently heard that you're not supposed to smash the aluminum cans. Is that true?
Well, that's a great, we would say do not smash them if possible. Same thing with your water bottles. Years ago, it used to be smash your water bottle, take away your cap, throw it away. But no, what we want to do is actually put your cap back on, keep it in full shape. And at the last end, we have a video and you can see why. Everything in our system is either picked by hand. It is air jet, laser focus in the air jets, which kind of identifies the object. It either blows it to a certain section or a magnet or a eddy current. So it'll, pick it up easier if it is actually in its full shape instead of crushed. And then even the PET bottles, it's for air, it's a lot easier to blow it to the right section if it's in its full shape. All right, here's the non-acceptable items for single stream. Aerosol spray cans. We don't want it because they're compressed, right? Glass. When single stream first got entered into the marketplace here in Atlanta, glass was acceptable. And that lasted for about 2 or 3 years. And then we always tried to get glass out, but the message hadn't really come across as far as our waste haulers to the people that are making the supply. So we ask that you do take glass out. I'm sure Jamie will talk later about different options for glass. And then the other biggest thing, probably one of the largest things, is the grocery bags, right? Is your porter service is picking everything up in a bag, whether it's a clear, white, or black, it's still in a bag. A lot of times at residential, we're always collecting our recyclables in home and we're putting it in a Kroger or Publix bag or some of that nature. Please keep the bags out, and we'll show you why in the video. Batteries are one of the worst things, especially the lithium-ion batteries. Man, when those things catch on fire, think about this. Our main goal is to feed our own mills through with fiber that we get through single stream, right? So if you think about it, when those batteries catch on fire, lithium-ion batteries, man, they are impossible to put out just about. You can take a lithium-ion battery while it's on fire, put it in a 5-gallon bucket of water, and it'll burn right through and through the bottom of that and still be on fire. I mean, you got to smother it to put it out. And when you have so much cardboard and paper, an environment that we're in, we ask no batteries, please. Paint cans, styrofoams, and propane tanks, anything that's combustible, please no. Food, we don't want any food items in there as well. And then the other thing is any stringy items. So stringy items is hoses, Christmas time, Christmas lights. You know, one of the biggest things you hear about is wish cycling, right? There's a lot of things out there that can be recycled. Don't get me wrong. The things we're looking for was on that list of acceptable items. Also, we'll send a list to Helen so that she can disseminate the list of acceptable items. I have a separate PDF file or PDF little flyer that we can send out. Guys, Smurfit WestRock's been around for a long time, or at least WestRock, Smurfit, Kappa. These are some of the items you see every single day when you go shopping. These are some of the packages you see. So we're out there everywhere. You may not know it, but we do all the packages, a lot of the packages. If we can click onto the video, which is the cool one. This is a truck coming in, dumping the single stream on the main floor here. So we got a big bucket truck that's going to dump it into a metering bin. What that metering bin does is kind of level things out. When it levels out, it goes on to a form. That you see all the plastic wrapped up into that. That's our cardboard screen right there. That's why we do not want plastics in here. We don't want ropes or anything else. All these machines right here are doing is they're separating fiber from plastics. That's the pre-sort line. That's where they're taking trash off. A lot of people with wish cycling, we've seen everything. That's our robotic arm. That robotic arm is trying to pick up PET and aseptic containers right now, which is really cool. That never calls in sick. This is some of our HD. We separate it by green eye and by people. Move on to this is our magnet. So that's collecting our steel cans right now. And as soon as it gets to the end, it throws it off into a bunker so we can bale it separate. Again, they're picking off trash or plastics. Plastics is one of the biggest contaminations we see. This is the Tomras and the ballistic stapler. The Tomras are really focused on catching fiber. So that's fiber. It's going to get blown off to the front side. Our whole front warehouse is full of fiber. And then the other stuff kind of goes to the middle, to the back. We're separating plastics out 2-dimensional to 3-dimensional. And that's our finished product getting loaded onto the trucks to go to the mills. This is an everyday occurrence right here. So everything that comes to us, we are sorting it. We are ciphering through the good commodities. We are putting it in the tractor trailer. We are creating jobs. We are sending this to mills so that we can recycle as much as we can. Everyone, that's it right there. So I appreciate it. If you have any questions, I'm more than happy to ask or answer. But anybody who says that we don't recycle or recycling is not true or single stream recycling doesn't happen, it happens every single day right here. We do about, as far as single stream here at this plant, about 6,000 tons, maybe more. We do about 10 to 12,000 in all commodities together. But with single stream, we do about 6,000 tons every single month.
Where do you send it after you do all your stuff in your magic?
When we create our magic, so the biggest things I will be able to tell you is all the fiber. We try to send the fibers to our own mills. So we have a Dublin mill in Dublin, Georgia. we have Stevenson, Alabama, and we have Seminole in Florida. Those are the 3 mills, but we really try to feed Dublin as much as possible. As far as with plastics, I'll tell you in a generic term, we give a lot of back to the carpet industry, and some of it goes into rebottling as well. Some of the other things are proprietary, but we are metals. We go to a metal person, aluminum, same thing, HD and all that stuff. We're finding a good home for it.
Is the city of Atlanta one of your customers?
City of Atlanta is not one of our customers. No.
Mm.
We've seen in the past, we've no bidded on City of Atlanta. If we see that City of Atlanta will clean, the way that is designed, or the way it was designed when I saw it, they want to collect a lot more than what we want, basically. So we don't want to take something and there'd be a lot of debris that we have to send to the landfill. That's not our goal.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks, Steve.